Okay, so Sean and I met this morning, and we came out with a rough outline of a game. So today's goal for me is to give him some basic seamless tiles that he can use, or we can both use actually for level design. Um, you know, this afternoon and tomorrow. So sprites and things like that are going to probably be pushed off till tomorrow because we just want to get the basic to see if it's our idea is even fun. I've got my little timer up to help me stay on task because I I can easily get off task, and then also to kind of remind me to take a moment to stand up and stretch and stuff like that too when I need to. So yeah, I think that's it. And I got a little spooky playlist because that's the theme. And we're doing 11 by 11 tiles. When Sean gets on, I'm going to have a question for him. Before I do all that, let me just give him the basics. glass. If that's what I'm doing, then I like that. Okay, so we're gonna use different ones like this. And then I'll use different colors. I didn't start my timer. That's a good thing to do. I need to have at least one by the end of this timer. Rich like me. I'm digging this vibe, man. Another option would be doing something like this, and then same thing. Oh, hey, Jackie. Haha, sorry. Uh, my bad. I totally missed you. I think, maybe. I'll hit you up on Discord. It's spooky, by the way. Hold up. And then maybe I could do a combination of these two. I've got one that's... Actually, let's move these things so I can see that there. There we go. I wonder if I did like... kind of digging that one, like. Even now that they're below, I can say this is like below ground. I'm digging that. All right, let's look at some root references. Yeah, so roots would be more like. Really, like if I do that, I could even cover that, but I think I like the black better. I think this is going to be the road. Could you use that one there? There we go. Let me just get some more designs down, then I'll plug them into actual shapes. All right, so I'm working on Z tiles and stuff, right?
Cool.
So these are just like rough ideas right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see I have things coming up above.
Mm-hmm.
So would that be on the ground tile, or would that be a separate tile? That
Just how you have it. If it's decorative, it's decorative, right?
yeah, it's just decorative. It doesn't
Yeah,
have any
so-
purpose.
yeah,
Like it's
so-
just to give some depth and like.
I'm thinking we'll have a separate layer in tiled that we just say this is solid, this is not solid. So we're just gonna plop solid, 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 and then not solid there.
Yeah. So you can cut it up, but
Yeah, so the solid just has to be tile aligned. So like this curve here, the character will just walk as though it's solid, right?
well, yeah, I don't even know if you need that. That was the other thing too, because we don't really know what their levels look like, so it's kind of playing around with. My idea is just to give you, like, I was playing around with this idea for like woods and the other places, and some of these can actually probably be used in multiple places too. But so
Yeah, just keep in mind that physics are tile aligned. So as you jump and as you bump up against stuff and as you interact with rocks or whatever it is, you can decorate it however. Well, the rocks I guess you shouldn't go over because those are destructible.
yeah, I was
But
just thinking.
if it's static and if it's not never changing, then you can be whatever you want.
Yeah, and that was the other thing too. Are we gonna have just right angles, or is there gonna be like 45-degree angles?
Start with right angles.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that actually needs to be up. Don't. You're on that thing. Stop it. Hi, Super Luigi and Daisy. I see that you're hungry. Hopefully we eat some breakfast. They're smaller. The other option is just do straight lines. Oh, crosswalk, that would be another one. Another option can make a curb. Like, let's do I feel like that is spookier looking Then if I do an outline, outline here is like the curb. It's 1, 2. It's 2 above. I need more music. Ah, thank you, Fessura. That's nice. Right now I'm looking up a template for tile sets so I can get angles and things like that and start plugging these into, so I know I kind of have like everything covered. So it would be, we need to load a new palette. So I was doing dark ground. So we need solid ground. Probably just gonna do solid black right now. So 3 by 3. Right. That'd be 1. But if I double that, I can actually just do a blank in the middle. Does that quadruple it? Is that what I do? Yeah. Or would it be one more bigger than that? It'd be one more bigger than that. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so I'm doing a tile set. We're doing GBJam12, which is a Game Boy themed game jam. And I'm working on like a basic tile set right now. This is day one. So we can use it for level design tomorrow, or for the next step whenever we get to it. And I was playing around with like basic ideas before, kind of like what I want them to look like, you know, that fits the theme. The theme is spooky this year. And now that I've kind of got general idea of what I want to do, I looked up a tile set template. So, you know, making sure that I get all the different scenarios in which we could use tiles, you know. I can kind of fill those in for each one to make sure that I've got like a general, you know, what we need or what we could end up using. So it's pretty basic. So like this would handle, you know, different angles that we have, and then also if there's like an interior, maybe if there's holes or something like that. We're not going to do any angles right now. This should also handle sharp angles, but just in case, I think I am going to go ahead and put that in there too. Like, oh, do we have something that's just one, the equivalent of one of these out? And these are going to represent all my solids. And then, oops, that one went too big. Actually, I can just go like this. So where the player can jump. And then I'll need to do this for 3 different areas. So I need to do this for 1, 2, I'm trying to think if I need to do, because that'll handle flat across. That's, well, these are off. So what happens when you work with too big of a thing? And what else do I need? I need to look at my list. So I need ground, road, grass, and dirt. Yeah, maybe actually be easier if I show you what I'm looking at. So let me, so you can see here that I'm looking at kind of like templates, and these are things that other people have, you know, put together saying, hey, this is what we use for our worlds. And some of this doesn't apply, like we're not going to have angles. So it's going to be pretty straightforward. But that way, you know, we're less likely hitting a scenario of, oh crap, we're in this space. Now I don't have a tile for that angle or that shape. So, and these represent solid, so this is one type, and I'll have to do this for other types as well, that other types of ground, but I'm just starting with solids. And then I need, let me use it back. I need to add a background so I can see something. Go ahead and do the road, because I know what I'm doing with that. Oh, damn, did I put this in the background? No. This whole thing over. The road's going to be different because it's not like he's going to go. This is going to be jumping down, not. Like, he could have the road like this, but I don't really see the road. Like, he'll have we'll have the lines. I mean, if anything, like maybe move the lines down. I mean, it just depends on, like, really where he's gonna be, or where the road's gonna be. That's not right. Because the other option too, we could have crosswalks. I think I like it better, just straight down. kind of feel that this part, yeah, so oops. No way I was going to do this color. You know what? Like maybe there'll be like a tree trunk. Get this whole thing down now. don't know, can I even just keep it black here? I think I should. And then maybe outline it, maybe not. I may ditch this outline. I think it's kind of spookier without. Maybe the white stays white and we let the black go dark. I did that one. Let's just copy that one. Clockwise. tooth. All right. Timer. Drink water. Stretch. Oh, Jesus. Stand up. Oh, it's gonna rain today. Poor boy, you don't even fit on that bed. Do you want me to get your other bed? Why not get your other bed and you be more comfortable? You look so sad. Hmm. What, is the other bed too? And you want to be closer? Is that what it is? Huh? Okay. Not all the way. Not all the way. I know. You need a bath so bad. You don't fit. You don't fit. You get upset when you get up here. I know. One day you'll be born as a lap dog, I promise. One day. I think you're close to human, though. I think you're close to human. And you know, when you're human babies, you get carried all the time. Okay. Here. Is that close enough? Let me stretch. I gotta stretch. It's gonna be a boring weekend, dude. I know, and it's not gonna be your fault. You're gonna think it's because we're on the computer, but it's not. It's gonna be because it's raining. Okay. I gotta get back at it, dude. Gotta get back at it. So I gotta sit here. You're in my way. I know. All right, so let's evaluate where I'm at. Oops. I've kind of got solid grounds for 2 of 3. I feel like that can be worked on. I got a lot of effort in the first one so far, but that's how it goes. I need something that you can jump through. Are we flipping tiles? Yes, we are flipping tiles. Fantastic. So really I only have to do one way for any of those. He could shorten that, right? Yeah, because he can move the whole thing down and just put it below the ground. So let's think about see-through. This is all solid. Let me get rid of this little tile here because I don't need it now. It's all solid. I'm just gonna curve that. And reset. Reset the timer. So if I'm doing jump through, something you can jump through, we would have, you know, we would have the solid on the bottom. And then I mean, what would that look like if I did, like, I think one thing would be, well, I'd make it harder. Well, not really. If I had everything offset for that. If you can jump through it, I mean, that would say, okay, we can go. I don't know if that's really. I could make it a huge tree. So it'd be like multiple. like those lines. Let's just take them or use them. I need to know how high these characters are going to jump, man. No idea how high they jump. Okay. That's cool, dear. So one way we do gigantic trees like this. Gigantic trees. And then, that's not good. And then we could do like wooden platforms. I think that would be confusing though, because I'm gonna have this black on this black. This actually needs to be on the inside, not outside of the lines. You know what, instead of being black, that's the problem, because it's black. It should be, because I'm using black for solid, it should be not black. It should be this color. So if I did this, contiguous. The tree wouldn't necessarily need to be huge. So just thinking here, thinking and stinking. If I made the tree gray, and then black, to say you could jump on it, maybe double black to make it easier to see. Maybe this part will be actually just single black. actually lower that, so I'm doing double black. I'm getting excited. This is cool. This is gonna work. Oh, no, single. Yeah. Fix your Discord, that's rather Sigma. Which part? I could do like a branch sticking out like on the other side. Well, I just got in the habit of saying people's names because I realize that there's a delay. And then sometimes it's confusing who I'm speaking to. Crap, oh, that doesn't really work. We are doing GBJam12, which is a Game Boy themed game jam. And I am drawing art for that jam. So today's the first day of jam, and we decided we're gonna do a platformer. So I'm trying to come up with tiles that we can use to do our level design later. So I already kind of created some tiles that are solid looking, you know, so this would be like, well, these are less, I should be focusing on those two, but we're doing one level at a time. You know, these are solid tiles that the character can jump on, but they're also going to need tiles that are solid, they can jump through, go through the bottom, but they land on and it'll be solid. I was thinking tree branches of a tree. Now, one of the challenges of this, you would recommend communism. Well, the theme is spooky, so we have to stick with the spooky theme. And we also have to stick with a 4-color palette, so. This branch is more like this. Maybe it's just gonna be, leave that one, do a new one. Spooky communism. We already went past the brainstorming part of our stage. We've kind of got a theme. Yeah, sometimes you don't know what works until you try it, but we do know enough about jams that you don't You don't change course after you've already started. Like some changes are okay, but you know, you don't do a complete change. That's not what I need to do. I need to do just draw the tree first. I think I may actually move this down so I have more space to do this tree. Oh, I know. I understand. I think that's what most people do. It's just joke. Do you play games? I haven't been streaming very long, but I have noticed that sometimes people like to get on here and like bring up politics, this or that, and it's not so much because they want to talk about it. It's just they're trying to get under people's skin. Or, you know, make people feel awkward or something. I don't know. Who doesn't? Who doesn't want to do that? I don't do that. I believe in, I try to lead with compassion in my life and be compassionate and be kind towards people. And even though people are joking a lot of times, sometimes if that effect doesn't make someone feel good, then it's not something that I want to do. Even if it's not intentional, even if I'm just playing around with somebody, I don't want to make someone feel uncomfortable or awkward. You know, even if I don't like that person, I don't want to create those sensations in the world. I don't want to put that kind of vibe out there. But to each their own, man. To each their own. Some people love that kind of stuff and they enjoy the, you know, the verbal partying and like, you know, that kind of thing. And it's just not my vibe anymore. When I was younger, I definitely did enjoy doing that kind of stuff. I guess I'm just old and tired now. I gotta think about how this is gonna work in a tile set too. So like I'm kind of just like free drawing right now, but I need something that like these need to yeah, sometimes people do take jokes too far for sure. You know, and then sometimes I think, especially when you're online, it's hard to tell how someone's reacting to it. You know, you never know. And if you're triggering someone or, you know, causing someone emotional distress, because sometimes it's hard to tell, especially if you're doing it in written form, like, you know, in a forum or something like that. You know, and like I said, I just don't like making people feel bad. And I realize that some people not, you know, a lot of people can just look at that stuff and just walk away and not take anything of it. But I know there's people like, you know, my mom, she's older and she gets sensitive and she definitely wouldn't pick up on it. So I just try to treat everyone delicately, I guess. If I do this, I think I could continue make that continue a right angle. Funny you say that. Instead of treating others as you want to be treated, I treat others as they want to be treated. You know, because people want to be treated differently. Some people like, you know, like I said, some people really like verbal jousting, you know, just playing around, goofing around and stuff like that. And when you know somebody, you know, that's what they do want, but not everybody wants that. So I think it's treat people how they want to be treated. You know, which means you got to learn somebody. You know, you just can't make decisions right off the bat. You know, you got to take the time to learn what people want, or maybe even just ask them, how do you want to be treated? I used to be a manager, and that's what I learned when I was a manager when I first started. I had always responded very well to like fear management, you know, people being on my ass and yelling at me and stuff, and I learned very quickly not everyone wants to be treated that way. Yep. Yeah, it happens. I'm doing this as a way to document kind of our project this year. I tried to record it last year. We participated last year, and I ended up messing up the videos. So I was like, man, I'll just stream it, and then I'll use whatever is usable that way. So I'll just have all this footage to do something with, and then later turn into how we made the game. Hopefully, we'll see. We're not really content creators. We make games. That's our goal, is to make games. So it's also why I'm live streaming. It's much easier to do this than to do a whole long form video. The channel name, Pocket Pulp, that's the name of our business. So Pocket Pulp is what we came up with, the name of our game company. And that came from, we want to make small games. So like games that people can finish quickly. Both of us are, you know, we're adults, we're in our 40s. You know, most of our friends have children, things like that. We don't really, it's hard to spend time, you know, 200 hours to dedicate to a game. So we like to make small games. And then we also make retro games. So the GBA is usually what we make games for, is the Game Boy Advance. But one of the things that inspired us to make retro games was the Analog Pocket, which is an emulator that you can play lots of different retro systems on. I mean, you can play everything from like Atari to, I think SNES, but I think they are coming out with a 64. No worries, man. Take care. And so that's why we came out with that. The Pocket is a shout out to the Analog Pocket. So I need to make this so it is, one, it is on the right thing. Two, so it is all right, so we're gonna just start basic. Thank you, FA. I hope you're having a good day, whatever you're doing. I need to do M, not U. And it's actually not practice today. It's real stuff. It is a real tile set for a real game that's gonna happen. So what if because I want him to be able to make long branches. What guy? Who's he? What the? He just came out of nowhere and said something? guess it's gonna have to be bigger. So yeah, it's what I'm trying to figure out is, so this is what I'm working on now is platforms that the player can pass through on the bottom, but then land on solid. And I'm trying to figure out how to make it a tile set. So I don't know what the, we're doing a game jam. So normally how our flow works is that we build the levels, we build them in a basic way. So I would see what I'm drawing on top of. Well, I'm trying to get ahead of the game and kind of anticipate what he's going to make. And so I wanted him to be able to do tiles. But now I'm thinking I could probably just draw them in afterwards, as long as I just have the branches. The idea is that it's a branch, and then I can draw the parts that he cannot, or that the player can be in front of after the fact. Because we only have 10 days to do this, so like the flow is a little bit different than what we normally do. So what I had over here was something a little bit different in that I was thinking the player would be able to walk, stand wherever there's double black, because this is a Game Boy themed game jam. I actually probably need to drag this out to 2 tiles. So we're using tiles, and then also I can only use 4 colors, which also adds a whole level of difficulty. So I want it to be obvious to the player where they can walk, and using black, the same color that I'm using for the ground, which I may change this later. Yeah, the branches would be the platform, and then, the trunk and stuff the player would be able to walk in front of. So like over here, this is kind of what I've got so far. This would be solid stuff. Now this stuff here, the player would be able to walk in front of. I'm thinking this stump is not, but I'm on the fence about that right now, whether or not it'll be like that. I was thinking the stump would be solid, but we may just stick with ground like this, and then we just do like a, kind of like a rocky looking edge. I don't know. I gotta figure that out. I don't remember if I started my timer. I've got this timer that I've been running. Okay, good. Trying to help me keep track of my time. Oh yeah, that's definitely on the to-do list. Right now I just have a solid to remind me of that there's going to be a background and to keep me on target of just using specific colors. So I'm thinking the background will probably be a combination of this, whatever color ends up this being this background, and then this gray color here. So I'll probably only use 2 colors for the background. So I have other colors, I can safely use other colors for the foreground, and then also the sprites. So the background will be determined later. What I'm kind of struggling with right now is, well, no, yeah, that's fine with me, because like I'm thinking in my head, solid black means solid, solid black means solid. What is something else? So like, how am I going to communicate that's something you can jump on? Yeah, it's like a puzzle, you know? Why, you know, so I can't just go. I made that mistake last year is that I drew all the sprites and then I was like, I've kind of backed myself into the corner with the background where I was like, every sprite that I stuck on the background, some were fine, others weren't, you know? So there's different ways to get around that. I could do outlines, you know, that's one way. But right now I figure just keep as simple as possible and then build on that. And now I'm thinking, well, what if I did because like I'm thinking about other games that have platforms that you can jump through. So Super Mario 3 yeah, I was thinking. Well, the gray that I'm using for the roots is the same gray that's the background. So let me see. I want to look at reference are always good, right? So platforms that Super Mario could like walk in front of, behind, and then jump on. Here, they did it just by outlining black. No, it's fine. Don't apologize. I'm like literally trying to like come up with things. So questions and stuff like that are helpful. They make me think. So yeah, that's how they did it. They just outlined in black. And you could jump in front of them but land on them. And the funny thing is, like, I would almost think that would be counterintuitive, like, because, you know, you kind of think of game design and how things work. Let me look at this a little bit closer. Do they do anything else?
Are you playing music?
No, why?
Oh, it just like turned down and got really loud for me.
Music did?
Yeah, for me.
Oh, I know. Let me see.
It just randomly turned on.
Is it, how about now? Okay, I figured it out. Give me a sec. Yeah, it's this. I gotta turn it back on a sec. I didn't even know you were on. There you go. Is that fine? So yeah, Super Mario 3 had the black outline where you could jump on things. But they also had it in front of things. So I guess you just learned. What about their clouds? I just want to look at the image. Open image. Yeah, so they just outlined in black, but the inside was different. So maybe that's what I'll do. See, now I'm like rethinking everything. God. See, they're clouds. Okay. But their trees are different. Like, how I'm looking at it, these need to be just standalone platforms. Limbo? I played Limbo. I'm gonna pull it up. I don't want to look at a video, but you're gonna make me look at a video. Yeah. So yeah, they had... And that's a good suggestion of things to look at. This is really cool. I forgot about this game. It was creepy. It was creepy. How do they signify platforms that you could jump on through? Like ladders. I don't need ads. No. Where's the volume? There you go. So it's just like a thin line. Hmm. It almost looks like blurry stuff you can jump through. I think also having like holes of things. And I think in the other levels, like where we go, yeah, so that's what I was thinking with the black. You can step here, so just doing the black there. Like, what would it look like if, like you said, it was one color really, just that the backgrounds and this tree was outlined? I think I just do it this way. Edit FX. Maybe even just like that. Not even have just up and down. Let's do that one all around. And then this one. I think playing with how it sits, like, hey, this tree's bigger like this, but having it so it doesn't end up on a tile. Would also be helpful in kind of communicating that it's something the player can walk on. But I would need to make sure I can flip this. So I'm gonna take this off. Take this. I'm thinking like black means you can walk on it. That needs to be, fix my lines. And then we could use, like, let's say they want to use, could we, no, we wouldn't be able to use that. We'd have to reuse the same one over and over again here. So if I reuse this tile, and I used it up here, could I still use this tile? You know, another thing I could do is, was it this? Yeah. That's not right. Oh, I got more than I needed. Another way to communicate it would be, you know, if we're working on 11 by 11 tile system, if it's not using the full tile, then that could also communicate that it is something you can pass through but still stand on. I think we would need to drag this out, make a longer branch, actually, and then end it. FX. Oh. Why am I doing that? Edit, FX, outline. Probably because it's lunchtime. But how does the player not know they can step on that, but they can step on that? I mean, besides just figuring it out, but I'd like it to be more obvious. Yeah, you know, that's another good point, is that color particles, that is not bad. You know, like, they're gonna learn it. Like, it's not a complicated game. They're gonna learn it pretty quickly. All right.
Did you play the game?
Did you send it to me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know you sent it to me.
It's not, obviously, it's very simple.
Let me see. Turn this off. How do I jump?
CNX.
Oh, CNX. Which character is this gonna be?
I don't know. If you hold down Z, you kind of move a little faster.
Oh, so you do have a run.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why is it blink red?
That's just when you're able to jump and when you're not able to jump.
Okay. So this is what you're thinking.
Yes. That's why I'm showing it to you, because that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I mean, like, what are the questions you're asking me right now?
I'm not asking any
Are you-
specific questions. I'm just showing what I have.
Okay.
If you have any feedback, I can
Well, I feel like
incorporate it.
I wish I could jump higher, but that's going to be fixed with other, you know? It's a little slippery, but...
So you're not using the run.
No, I'm going to. See, there I did. Okay. Cool, cool. Did you see what I have?
I have not.
You haven't looked what I have?
I mean, I've
Okay.
looked in the as I'm working. I kind of look.
So, this is where I'm at.
Oh, okay.
I got this over here, so I've got like kind of tiles. I'm just getting a little bit more detailed or whatever. You know, I was imagining, now I'm seeing this, like I'm seeing the world as like one tile down, you know?
Oh, that doesn't have to be that way.
Okay, well, these are what I was kind of playing with anyway, like, you know, black solid, this is like grass or whatever you can kind of walk through.
Mm.
I was thinking that this would be like a single, like if you just had like one block, but I'm not sure how I feel about that, you know? Kind of on the fence. And then here was like road. So this would be the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then I have it over here, but I was thinking, I haven't decided. I was playing with also like different looks, like outlining the background. I feel like I like this look better. This is like also the one where I was doing the roots.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more spooky looking. I mean, I was also thinking like the cemetery and the woods may use very similar ground, you know? So I was even thinking not making like a second separate ground for that, like just having maybe the cemetery has, you know, I probably need to jazz this up more, you know, but like dirt.
I think it looks pretty good.
And then I've been playing with like ideas for platforms that you can jump through and what that's going to look like. And it depends on, well, now I'm looking at this, like, there's two ways we could do it. We could just do dirt, you know, or...
How is this informing your art? I don't understand.
Well, for example, I guess this here could be trees that you run through.
I'm not doing like any level design on this. This is just physics.
Right, it's just physics, but I don't know. I mean, that's why I'm kind of waiting for it. It's kind of hard to do, you know, I can give you just basic stuff. I mean, I can play with these more, but I was trying to think about how to communicate that you can jump through it, right, with 4 colors. And I was looking at Mario. Mario, like, outlines everything in black, which I'm like, that doesn't... They also have more like Mario 3 does. They have more colors, though, too.
Right.
So I was thinking about black equals solid, so different way I was thinking about doing that would be one, something like this. You know, this tree's basically just an outline, and there's black there. This one I made more solid, and I can decorate more. But I was wondering, is this going to look, are people going to see this and think, oh, you can just walk through it? So then I did a double line. And then over here, I was playing with more of a tile set. And this one, I was thinking, okay, well, if I don't make the tree trunks where you can walk through line up with the tiles, you know, it's like off, then maybe that can communicate it. And then this would be something that you could, this is more tiley, is what I'm trying to get at, you know. But am I like totally straying off and you just give you something even more basic?
I don't know. It's a good question. What? I don't know. I haven't really thought about art.
Like as soon as I started trying to play with,
like you could do the tree trunk is all background, and then you could do like leaves or something here. You know, kind of like bushy leaves where you can jump on.
Yeah, my one downside with that is I was like, it doesn't, like leaves don't really, it's spooky, you know, it's winter. Well, it's not winter, it's fall. There's no, you know, leaves. And I was thinking bare tree trunks, trees are spookier. I also thought about platforms, like, you know,
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll draw some leaves and see.
A good example may be Wizards and Warriors. Their first level is a bunch of trees, and it's going to be color, but it's probably very basic color. So if you look at the first level.
Okay.
No, not this.
NES?
Yeah, NES. Yeah, so like this.
Oh, yeah.
So you can jump through those tree trunks, and then you can land on the tops. So that's how they solved it. And then you can jump on top of the grass here, or the leaves there too. You can jump on top of that. So, I don't know. There's trees. And then you can walk on the ground here too. But yeah, as you jump, you just jump higher and higher on those tree trunks. And then I think like, yeah, so like some of them have little ledges that come off like this. So they do have that. They're not just all chopped trees. They do have these like things that pop off. And then you can jump on those too.
So more like this.
Like this one.
So
yeah,
maybe
kind of like that.
take away that. I would take away the black outline on the outside then.
So that's a good example right there.
Yeah, and then instead of having this, so get rid of the black outline, and then this would just be another, like, I could do. Why are you being stupid? That's why. So get rid of the black outline, maybe just do something like that. Oops. And then just have assorted tree trunks. You have huge tree trunks, smaller tree trunks.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And then I can move this whole thing in.
Yeah. Looks good.
Something like that, and then I'll trade this color for this color. Something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that.
It looks fine.
Okay, well, you want to take a lunch break?
I am, yeah.
I'm going to take a lunch break too and stalk you.
And stalk me?
Well, you know, I'm going to shadow you.
And what? I don't understand.
I'm going to take a break because you're taking a break.
Oh.
I'm going to stand there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Like ADHD shadowing.
Yeah, so I eat.
I see. Yeah, you need to eat.
Yeah.
I can't believe this smell. It's like drives me crazy.
Oh, the drywall?
Yeah. How is it not? Why does it still stink?
It's going to take forever to dry, I think. Alright, so it's lunch break time. Thanks for coming by. Ask questions. Be back later.